Okay, so I figure I'll just do a second video because I don't know how long my time length is on YouTube. That one was going up to 30 minutes, and I was too, like, engrossed talking about the scenes that I really enjoyed in the movie, so I forgot some other things I need to mention. So, I'm gonna miss this one right off the bat. It goes with the kills, because I keep on forgetting to mention it, is in the third act, there's a scene where Jamie Lee Curtis's character, or Lori, I mean, finds the body of two cops, and one has their neck snapped, like I think like completely around, and then the other the cop's holding a head in his arms, and the head's hollowed out, and there's a flashlight sticking through the bottom, and so Michael made like a human jack-o'-lantern. And I was like, damn, like that was you don't see it, but when you see the after effects, I'm like, damn, I wonder how he did that. But anyways, I wanted to get that one out the way for the kills. So some other things I liked was the acting. Now, I love Jamie Lee Curtis' portrayal of Laurie in this movie. It kind of, I thought it was gonna be like Laurie in Halloween H2O, but it's not. They're completely different. Well, kind of different. The Laurie in Halloween H2O, uh, she suffers from PTSD just like Laurie in this one, but in H2O, she's an alcoholic. She's running away from her problems. She's very controlling of her son. She's kind of controlling of her daughter in this one, I guess, but, she don't want him to do anything. Um, she fakes her death, changes her name, and, she's more afraid of Michael, but at the end of that movie, she has a story arc where she becomes tougher and defends herself and her son by the end of that movie. This one, Laurie's different. She suffers from PTSD. She has breakdowns. There's a scene in a restaurant where she goes, because her and her daughter have a strained relationship, and you find out a little bit after the scene why. And it's because in this movie, Laurie is a survivalist. Like, after that night, uh, it made her want to be prepared for when Michael comes back. So she like has a house that's like a fucking military compound, like there's like traps and every set up everywhere in her house. She has a stock load of guns. She has, canned food down in the basement. Like, she's like a doomsday prepper. um she target practice every day. And, like I said, she's a survivalist in this one. She's very paranoid that Michael is gonna come back. But of course, the daughter doesn't believe her because she said, it's been 40 years. He hasn't came back yet. So, but there's a scene in the restaurant where you obviously tell that they have a strained relationship, and the granddaughter is trying to form a relationship with her because she don't really know her grandmother. And so, Lori comes to the restaurant. She's breaking down crying because she's afraid the bus is something's gonna happen and Michael's gonna get loose, which does happen. And she's like, breaking down. They're like, and the father. I can't stand the father character in this movie. Judy Greer's character did not bother me in this movie that much. There's like a few moments where she does, but she was not annoying to me as a damn father in this. He is like, ugh. I'll get to him. Um, but anyways, yeah, they get into a little argument and they leave, and you could tell like they don't get along. Like the relationship is strained. And there's like a few scenes in this movie, like when Michael, the bus crashes and Michael escapes. Lori comes up to the house and she's talking to the daughter, her daughter and her husband, the daughter's husband, and she's like, "You need to get out of here. You need to come to my place. Michael's here." And but she, like, at first she was going through the house and she's like, "I can't believe." She's like, "After all, I taught you and this and that. Um, you don't lock your doors. You're not prepared for anything. And the father, which I didn't like him, he's like, you need to get out of my house. And he's like, stop pointing the gun at us and get out of my house. And you're just crazy and this and that. And then there's like the scene where Judy Greer's like, Mom, the world's a loving and safe place, or loving and safe, something like that. There's no evil in it, like you say. And I agree, that line was pretty stupid. And I was like, that part, kind of made me didn't like her a little bit, because she's kind of naive about the whole situation. And the bus crash was on the news and stuff, but they didn't hear about it. And then they want to whatever. I But the dad, I can't stand him. He's really annoying. But yeah, I love the strained relationships between everyone. There's also and you find out like why Lori and her daughter have a strained relationship, because when she was younger, Lori was training her to be kind of like a prepper like herself, and then she got taken away by the state at the age of 12, and then she had to basically remove all that from her life to just start a new life, and she hates her mother for that, and you can kind of understand that. The granddaughter's the same, she wants to have a connection with Lori, but she understands that Lori's not well. And there's one scene where she said, you know that happened several years ago, you need to get over it, kind of thing. And like some of the things like that when they said, and like one of Allison's friends, Lori's granddaughter, when one of her friends say, "Oh, why is it such a big deal? This guy killed 5 people back in 1978. There's worse things happening nowadays." I'm like, dude, like, she went through that traumatic experience and she lived. I think that will fuck anyone up for the rest of their life. Because to know that your friends got murdered and you're the only one that survived, and that guy that killed your friends is still alive and he's locked up. So yeah, like they're kind of sensitive. At least I can understand with the family why they get strained, but that guy was such a dick. And at least the blonde-headed girl, Vicky, the babysitter that gets killed later on, she tells him, she's like, dude, shut up. That's she went through a traumatic experience, and I was like, thank you. You're not a fucking bitch. Yeah. So some of the things I do dislike are this the dad character. Can't stand him. He is like too goofy. He tries to make jokes and they're not funny. Even though I did kind of laugh on that one where he was building the mousetrap at the beginning and it flips off, and then he goes, "I got peanut butter on my penis." I was like, what the? It was like kind of off guard, and I did chuckle at that. But yeah, I can't stand him. He's kind of like, I don't like calling people like weak and unmanly, but that's like what he is. Like, he doesn't know how to stick up for himself. Or if he does, he's a jerk about it to Lori. He tries to be cool and funny, but he's not. And I didn't like him. And at least, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but at least I was glad when he died in the movie. um, like, I didn't like the opening scene, like I said, with the reporters. Because, like, why the fuck would you bring Michael's mask to interview him? And, I mean, I guess I don't care. Like, he's a dangerous ass man. That all he wants to do is kill. It's like, I wouldn't even want to talk to him, I guess. But, you know, but why the hell would you bring his mask up there and show it to him? It reminds me of like Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, when Jason, Tommy Jarvis drives to the graveyard and starts stabbing the hell out of Jason's corpse, and then like lightning strikes brings Jason back. I'm sorry, my eyes itching. But brings Jason back. So basically, Jason was technically dead, but Tommy Jarvis, he wanted to be paranoid, stupid asshole and make sure Jason was dead, which he was fucking rotting in the ground, accidentally brought him back. So basically, he was responsible for all the deaths in the rest of the movie. And that's how I felt with this. It's like, you guys helped inspire him to come back. Because you brought the fucking mask and showed him. And I didn't like the twist in this movie. I thought it was stupid. And the scene where the doctor put the mask on, Michael's mask on, I thought that was really cheesy and dumb. And I promise to God, I thought they were going to go a Halloween 6 route, like with Dr. Wynn, and you find out the Cult of Thorn is controlling Michael, and I thank God they ignored it. But yeah, that's my thoughts so far.